overwhelming majority of victims of terrorism over the last several years, and certainly the overwhelming majority of victims of ISIL, are themselves Muslims.
Garbage.
ISIL
Garbage
does
liar!
not represent Islam. It is not representative in any way.
Any other time the man would be impeached. He'd be arrested for this in a war. I can't listen to it. The man is a liar. He's an apologist. It would be like listening to a president, let's say after Japan attacked Pearl Harbor and sank our ships and killed 3,000 men, that a president would get up after a thing like that and say, the majority of Japanese love America. The majority of Japanese are not warlike. The majority of Japanese love America. The majority of Japanese did not want the attack on Pearl Harbor. And the only way to win this war against Japan is to what? Eat sushi? To learn how to use chopsticks? So since the president is an ignoramus surrounded by idiots, let me read you a statement from ISIS itself, and you decide, you idiot, liberal, moron, progressives, suicidal maniacs. You decide for yourself whether they're Islamic or not. Here is a statement from ISIS on their own Twitter feed that came out on November 14th from them. By the way, the attack occurred on Friday the 13th, which I'll tell you the significance of in a few minutes. If you think it was by chance, then you also know nothing about history. You're as ignorant as I think you are. You're as empty as your genes. You are just empty heads who think you're smart because you went to college. If you had any idea what the symbolism was, you'd understand the danger you've put yourself in through your liberalism. I can't read you the whole piece, but I'll start with some of it. So, Obama says that they're not Muslim. Quote, in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. In a blessed battle whose causes of success were enabled by Allah. A group of believers from the soldiers of the caliphate, may Allah strengthen and support it, set out targeting the capital of prostitution and vice, the lead carrier of the cross in Europe, Paris. This group of believers were youth who divorced the worldly life and advanced towards their enemy hoping to be killed for Allah's sake. Doing so in support of his religion, his prophet, blessings and peace be upon him and his allies. They did so in spite of his enemies. Thus they were truthful with Allah. I'm not making up one word of this. If you want to believe what your moronic, liberal, idiotic, perverted teachers taught you in college, do so at your own risk, you morons, because whether you want to accept you're at war doesn't matter, because the enemy has accepted that they're at war. They're at war and you're not, so who wins that one? The targets included the theater for exhibitions where hundreds of pagans, they write, gathered for a concert of prostitution and vice. Allah blessed our brothers and granted them what they desired. They detonated their explosive belts in the masses of the disbelievers after finishing all their ammunition. We ask Allah to accept them amongst the martyrs and to allow us to follow them. I can read more of it, but I don't know if it's worth reading to an audience in America that is brain dead, drugged, psychotic.